Hello, welcome to the Gunnery PC developer stream for February 2023. That is, that's a bigger number than last time. We've been at this for a while. It's always fun to see how that increases. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We're pretty excited about all the stuff that we're working on here, so very quiet, you say. Well, it wouldn't be a GHPC stream without some audio issues.
You'd think we'd get that fixed by now.
And echo. How are you, Josh? I'm doing well. Anybody else? Anybody else getting echo or too quiet before we get into it? Sounding fine there? All right. Hugo, I'm going to need you to work on the skill issue for a minute here. All right. There we go. Sounds good. All right, perfect. Good stuff. All right, so I am joined, as usual, by Kavi.
Hey.
I remember last time Kavi was too quiet, so let me know if you need me to turn him up.
They're not here to listen to me. They're here for one thing and one thing only. To
And what's
watch
that?
you suffer at this game.
No, you mean to watch my master gunnery skills.
No, I'm not playing, Josh. You're playing. Let's be clear on this.
Yeah, he's a little quiet. All right, we'll turn up desktop here. Say something else, Kavi.
Something else.
Is that better? Hope that's better. I did recently turn my mic volume down for another thing, so maybe that's why I'm quiet. Well, we'll just get into it. I think everyone can hear mostly. So, okay. The project has been moving right along. We've been hiring more contractors and working on multiple big things at once. We're running into a thing now where we don't have quick and easy teasers to show because all the stuff we're working on is kind of slower burn. And so, for example, I'm working on optimization right now. I can't show you optimization on stream. You know, the frame rate's not going to come through anyway. Not everything's done. We've got some vehicles in progress, but mostly it's stuff like infantry, CAS targeting. So anything that's not like completely finished yet, we can't really show on stream. So what we're gonna do instead is do just a regular Q&A format. I'm gonna do some gameplay, and you guys can come in with any questions you have. And then for the patrons afterward, we'll show some of the unfinished stuff, I think. Not every stream is lends itself to a new content reveal. I know I saw some people speculating before the stream, or what are they going to show? I bet it's BMP. I bet it's Leopard. Like, not every milestone in the project is going to be a vehicle content drop. We've got a lot of core systems that we're trying to improve because we have goals like improving the size of the packed forces, or introducing new features that are going to take extra processing, and so we just want to make sure the game is solid before we get too far in and bog it down any further. That's just how it goes. There's ups and downs in the pacing of different areas, and we're in kind of a crunch right now on the back end. Not a crunch like, you know, people working long hours or whatever, but nose to the grindstone, nothing flashy.
We're busy.
We are busy. We're always busy. I feel like we get busier all the time, even though it seems like it's not possible. It's
it's very possible.
It has not let up for what has it been, a couple of years solid now of just full time cranking on this thing.
Who knew that making video games was difficult?
Yeah, it took some work.
Yeah.
First time chat from that M1 gunner. Your game is good. Thank you, that M1 gunner. All right, we've succeeded, guys.
Close up shove.
I'm going to start playing some stuff. Let me know if my game volume is too loud as usual, and then I can work on correcting that. I updated the teaser reel for the stream, so if you see new screenshots in there, that's why. I think I need to turn that down a little more.
When do we get the T-34 from the rally mission? That's gone.
The T-34... Yeah, you can't get that with the rally mission anymore. That was a special event for April Fools. But you can still play the T-34. You can play the T-34 by having very bad logistics losses in the Pact campaign, but not losing the campaign. If you can hold on despite being severely beaten in multiple missions, your forces will eventually pull out the T-34 in desperation. That is the only way to play the T-34 right now. Some people have seen it in the campaign, which is that was fun, because it can happen to the Pact forces whether they're the player team or not.
How does GHPC plan to implement multiplayer? Will individuals be able to host servers, or will the main dev team be the only server hosts? I do not have the time or the patience to host everyone's multiplayer games.
Well,
that is not a job that I want to do.
I'm gonna call you whenever I want to play multiplayer so you can host. No, I understand.
You can do that.
I understand the question.
No, I understand the question.
Yeah. Some of this architecture stuff, we're actually still testing multiple options, so we can't tell you which one we're picking until we're more sure.
Yep.
Are we going to be able to multi-crew a tank? Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to implement auto track? Holland, auto track is a feature that's only on certain vehicles. If a vehicle had that feature, we'll include it. The fire control system modeling is pretty unique for each tank, so it just depends.
Yo, GHPC devs, what's your opinion on War Thunder? Do you think it's too arcadey, too hard to grind? I'm always a fan of War Thunder.
Yeah.
I play it when I'm not working on GHPC. I am always playing War Thunder.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about War Thunder, but I'll just say that I loved it so much that I started making a game to play instead. Let's crack into some Silver Dart.
Yeah, bring that up.
Any ETA for Pact voice lines? Pact voice lines are in progress. We actually have some completed sets from some actors, and we're waiting on others. That doesn't mean that it's coming immediately, but it shouldn't be too long. Too long. I don't know. Will Oplot be in the game? Well, right now we're depicting a specific time and place, which is 1985 in the Fulda Gap. So I would say no. I would say that would require a different theater.
When was educate me? What is Oplot?
Oplot is a Ukrainian T-80 modification, a local modification, which they renamed T-84.
Ah, I see.
It is neither the right time nor the right place.
All right, let's get some of the general questions out of the way. Any word on full release? We keep that close to the chest, but we do have a roadmap, so keep your eyes peeled on that. Will we ever be able to repair certain parts like tracks, or am I just dumb and I don't know that it's in the game already? It is not in the game, and more than likely you won't be able to repair those kinds of parts, because if we did put those into the game, they would take real time. Like, the simplest repair would probably be 30 minutes of your life. So it's not worth it. Switch to a different tank and try not to get hit again.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said that we should add the blowout rack for the M1 and M1 IP. Well, my friend, if you get side penetrated in that ammo rack and your door is shut and your seal's intact, you will survive that hit. That's already implemented. If the door is open or there's a hole through the door, it's gonna cause your crew to evacuate from fire.
What will the cost of this game be? Whatever it currently is right now on Steam, you can go and buy it if you so desire in your locale.
I wonder if they mean like final cost once we've done any price increases, and the answer to that is we'll find out.
Yeah.
That's not something that we can predict. We have to see how the game is selling, what costs we require for development. It's we don't like predicting the future much. It works much better if we give an impression of what's going on and then just let the results arrive when they can.
Yep. But if you want to get in on the early access price now, wink wink, hint hint, it's available for you.
That is true.
And it helps. I'm just saying.
I'm seeing a disturbing lack of contact right now, which concerns me.
Did you load up just an empty field?
No, I did not. It's... Oh, okay.
How many cavies does it take to change a light bulb? Too many. It's signed by committee at that point. Will multiplayer be implemented? Yes. Sometimes night illumination doesn't work on my tanks. Is this on purpose, or is it just not working for me? Specifically, it's not working for you.
Night illumination not working. So like your Luna spotlight just doesn't turn on? Because if it gets shot, it doesn't work. That could be happening.
It's possible, yeah. There are no plans right now for a mission editor. We're focused on making the game instead of separate tooling that we would then have to support for players.
Yeah, well, I should clarify. That one's more likely to happen than most of the stuff we say there's no plan for. But we just don't have time right now.
Yeah. No plans right now. Not a super high priority. Will there be some kind of voice over IP similar to Acre or TFAR in Arma, if you're familiar with it? We are kind of familiar with that. But more than likely, I don't think that's in the plans.
M1 Gunner asks, will there be white-hot thermals on the M1s and M1 IPs? Those are on the screen right now.
Devs, have you guys been able to check out the IL-2 Stromovic tank interiors? I'm not going to read the rest of your thing, because I already know where this is going. There will not be tank interiors.
Yep.
If there are tank interiors, they will be black voids with some periscope views.
Yeah, we've answered the interior question many times. Let's just get it out of the way. I'll reset the counter. Tank interiors, they take hundreds, possibly thousands of hours to model. I think it's hundreds per tank if you do them in detail. Not to mention the research and stuff. So it would be, let's say, it would be self-sabotaging for a small team to try to put tank interiors in. We understand that the perspective is important to like understanding that you're looking out through periscopes or whatever, and we can do that. We can model a cupola ring with the viewfinders and everything. Much easier than making a full interior. So that's likely what we'll do eventually, is we'll have the ability to sit in the commander's perspective, use the spotting scope, look around at the slits, and then that's it. You shouldn't be spending your time, inspecting every button panel, and we don't have time to make those, so is what it is.
It would be very immersive, but it would immerse you in the wrong things while your team is dying.
And while our team is dying.
Oh, yeah. It would go straight onto you. I wouldn't touch that.
Alright.
What else we got here? Can we get British tanks? If a theater calls for it, sure. What are the plans for training manuals so we can learn how to play? Right now, our training or gunnery guides are all outside of the game, inside of a blog that we have. It's not ideal. So there has been talk in the team that we would like to do actual tutorial missions, and I think it would be cool if we were able to do like qualifier missions. We've said that for a long time in graphic form, to get like some of these basic gameplay elements down, to kind of teach you, here is the vehicle you're in, this is what it can do, so you're not just dropped into a mission and say, all right, go have fun. Now some people like all right, go have fun. Not everyone does, though. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the opening shot of this battle. Um, so while that's on there, I saw an interesting question. Someone said, I just want to ask, with all the stuff you've implemented, is there a chance you guys could get in trouble, like for classified stuff? I know classified stuff is on everyone's mind because of a certain other game where the forum users like to post stuff that they're not allowed to. We have had a policy for as long as I can remember that we don't accept stuff that's not approved for public release, unlimited distribution, and we don't include it in the game. So we make our best guesses with the available info, and nothing in GHPC is controlled in any way. We're not worried at all about getting into trouble for that.
Yep. If you message me about doing a dead drop or handing me a box of quote-unquote documents, I'll say no.
Unless it's anime.
I'll say yes to anime. But it's got to be tasteful.
Right. None of that stuff with the giant mech suits versus the angels and yeah.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. Is crew going to be multiplayer? A player, driver, gunner, commander? Yeah, multi-crew will be a thing when multiplayer is a thing.
Yep. It will be optional, not mandatory, but it will be a thing.
We made it 20 minutes before anime was mentioned. I'm here, and that sounds like a pretty good, pretty good time, I would say.
By the way, here's an example of why they got rid of those gill panels on the T-72 and went to rubber skirts. It's still shrugged off a side hit because of the angle. There wasn't that much like gill armor would have also stopped this, but the rubber skirt's not going to fall off the tank if you would go past a tree. It was an interesting idea, but it was too clumsy to be kept.
The gill armor itself sounds like a clumsy idea. Like, it seems to work half the time, which sounds like that's how it actually was in the field as well.
Yeah, it's very unreliable. It works against early heat warheads sometimes from some angles, and that's about it. But then everyone's firing Sabo anyway, which oof. Okay, let's try a T-72 mission.
Oh, did you win that mission? I couldn't tell.
No, I got tracked, and then the last guy was
right.
sitting behind a hill.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, okay.
Would you like
I'm
to
just
play?
saying. No, because I want you to get better at this game. Come on, man.
That is kind of you. That is very cool.
Will GHPC be esports ready? No. Not at all.
In 3 weeks, GHPC will be esports ready.
Oh my god.
Right, I'm gonna turn the T-72 up for a minute. Oh, I'm right in the middle of a bunch of BMPs, so you can't actually hear anything. That's good.
Are tracer effects final? Effects of any kind, models of any kind, assets, blah blah blah. Nothing is final. We are an early access game, and we do work as we can on several things. So you're going to see a lot of potential placeholders all over in the game until we decide, okay, this is now good.
Yeah, there's some stuff that will change as the game continues developing, but it's not really useful to speculate about which ones. It's just whatever we decide needs more revisions.
Will AI tank crew be implemented, e.g. driver goes after TC commands and I can focus on gunning?
That's unknown. It's possible. I mean, we're gonna have to rework. Hello, Archer. We're we're gonna have to rework some stuff to do the multi-crew anyway, so we'll see. I mean, technically right now we could let the driver drive, but then we'd want to give you some ability to tell him where to go, so I don't know, we'll see.
E3485 in the shooting range. We thought about it, but nah. That's something for people to find on their own.
Yeah. So it might be hard to hear, but the T30 or the T72, people talking about T34s. T72 has new engine sounds. They're a little quiet. Let's see.
Oh, sorry, we missed it the first time, Luffin. Optimization is an ongoing effort, and right now we actually have some work happening for that. We've noticed the drops as well, and we want to be able to get those numbers up so we can do more things with the game.
Yeah, we want to do larger forces, especially on the packed side. So we need the tanks to run better, the whole game to run better. We've identified some CPU bottlenecks, some pretty significant ones, and we're working on fixing those. No word exactly on when that's coming out, but results are promising so far.
I looked at Josh's code and I'm like, right here. Here's your problem. Let's fix it.
That's exactly how it happened.
And then he looked at my code and he's like, wow, that's just so great.
Yep.
It's so clean. Enterprise. Will we be able to see road wheels going off? That's more of like an enhanced destruction item, maybe? Seems more like it would be on the roadmap.
Oh yeah, people should look at the roadmap. If you Google GHPC roadmap, you might find a lot of questions answered just automatically without asking in the chat. I mean, we're always happy to answer questions, but we've also talked about a lot of stuff already. It's out there to be seen.
Maximum for the win. Someone asked, is mod support in the plans? I'm just going to repeat Rossman's answer. It's a ton of work, opens the game up to people trying to turn it into another game, which then misrepresents it to new players. And really, it's more the ton of work spot at this point. It's really not our high priority right now.
Yeah, it would be a bad idea for us to work on adding mod support right now. We understand what mods are. We understand that people like the I mod the crap out of my games anyway. You know, there's no mystery.
So
we don't need to be like told, oh, it would be really good. It would be so cool. It would extend the life. Like, yeah, we know. It's just not a priority right now. There's other more important things. Hello, M60. That was a bad place to get stuck.
Progress on the work-in-progress vehicles like Leopard. Yes, there is progress. I hope that answered your question. Those models are there, and that means that we are actively working on them. That does not mean we are ready to drop any other significant hints on when or what time we're going to actually deploy those. Are smoke launchers being worked on?
Yeah, they are. We'll show you when they're ready.
We've got some really cool effects work happening for those.
Do you guys use classified documents as sources? I recommend that you rewind about 10 minutes in the stream and then look for that answer. Actually, wait, I forgot you can't rewind on Twitch. Common YouTube W. After the stream, you can look at the VOD and find the answer to that.
What is the purpose of the planned infantry in the game? purpose of planned infantry will be very important in that they will be the people who can get certain objectives for the missions done. Each of your units has a need to be in the battle. They're not just there to be roughage or to take fire, intermediary targets, or take fire when while you go and flank people. Like, you'll have to protect your infantry for them to actually go and complete certain objectives. Any new updates coming in February? Yeah.
We are working on the next patch right now, but there's multiple people doing multiple things for it, so we have to wait till everything's ready to come together. That's it's the nature of the beast. Sometimes you have to go a while before things line up again.
Why does the illumination flare in the night infiltration mission simply look very weird? It looks like the lighting was messed up. I almost thought my game was broken. Oh, that's a lighting model for how we have it implemented right now. That's probably going to change, but that also is a significant dev item that we need to work on. If we could flip a switch and make it much better and performant, we would have.
Yeah, you're looking at a point light source that needs to make shadows, and that's not something that's readily done necessarily. Are those Bradleys? God damn. They really brought everything out, huh? I don't think I have ground clearance yet.
Will the final campaign have one large map? Unlikely, but remains to be seen.
One large map, like in the game you could drive across the entire thing? No. A map like a strategic map where you can see what's going on and the real areas? Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to do on campaign before it looks the way we want it to. We've actually been testing our campaign structure as almost a board game. That's been pretty cool. Yeah, keep shooting.
Why did the M901 ITV get pulled out and is now a work in progress vehicle?
Because it wasn't ready.
Boom. Will the Bradleys have a laser rangefinder?
No.
This theater? No.
Bradley.
This particular model did not have that. Right?
Yeah, they didn't add a laser rangefinder to the Bradley until the M2A2 ODS, which is several years later. You'd think they would add a laser rangefinder to the Bradley immediately because it has the laser rangefinder style aiming reticle, and it's in context with the Abrams and the M60 TTS, but they did not for whatever reason. So
they didn't have to. It's second to none. You don't give it those laser rangefinder crutches. It just works.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Who am I to doubt Bradley supremacy?
Scarlet Crusader, thank you for the donation. Ukraine theater when?
Mm-hmm.
I will not answer that question, but I will say that because of the work that we've done here for this particular theater, we have a range of options to go more modern or less modern. And that's all I'll say.
Yep. We have ideas for what the next theater is going to be. We're not going to talk about it until it's a sure thing.
Thank you for the coffee. Josh, do you drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Thank you for the Coke. Next theater, France, 1917. That is a jump.
It would be a jump. When is the next update? We're going to update this month. We just have a few things to finish up first. We try to do one update a month. Major if we can, but if not, then at least a minor update.
Yeah.
Improvement to
very
the
least-
terrain rendering.
Go ahead.
There is no specific thing that we're definitely going to improve or not going to improve. It's just whatever we come up with while the game's being developed, and then whenever we decide it's ready.
Will the update be released after stream? Technically, yes, but not like immediately.
You might have to wait a while, but yes, it is
Yeah.
after the stream.
Will there be premium tanks? I know you're asking this in a facetious manner, but no, there won't be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there. In case anybody's not heard, there will not be premium tanks. There will not be selling one vehicle for the price of a full game kind of shenanigans. There will be no grind wall currency stuff. It's just going to be the base game, and then if you want more theaters, they're going to be sold as expansion packs, like old school expansion packs where you get a lot of stuff. So that's our plan. It seems to make the most sense from a player perspective and like fairness. It doesn't make the most money, but we're not in this to make the most money, so who cares?
Wait, really? Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, sorry to let you know. Yeah, we're actually
Oh,
not going
man.
for maximum profit. It's
No? Ouch. Can we at least, have our own in-game currency? Perhaps a Kavi coin that people can buy items with? Or
Yeah.
can it leverage the blockchain?
Oh my god. No, we're actually going to Web 4. We felt that Web 3 was insufficient grift for our purposes, so we're going to make a new one.
Yes. Yes. Oh boy. Any chance for javelin missiles for infantry?
No, because Javelin missile was not yet deployed in 1985.
Yeah. Theater specific. That's the thing you gotta think when it comes to the gameplay right now. How far in this era will the game go? Example, 1992, 2010. The era right now is around 1985. That's the target for the moment.
I hear something.
There's supply chain issues with implementing smoke launchers. Yeah, my smoke launcher test that I wanted from China hasn't shipped yet. That's why we haven't gone through with it. That's a pretty plane.
Yep, 2 planes. Those are MiG-23BNs, I think. Luckily, they can't attack me yet, so joke's on them.
How do you zoom in so much? I think that's detailed in F1, right?
Yeah, if you hit F1, which is the universal help key for PC programs, you can read all the controls.
Which should update depending on the controller scheme that you're using. If it doesn't, let me know in our Discord.
Yeah, once upon a time it was hard-coded to always say the defaults. Now it updates to what you set, but if there's issues with it, we'll try to fix them.
Yeah. Speaking of, if you just happen to be first time joining on the stream, howdy. We have a Discord that you can go to. And if you want to get through there, a helpful link is over at our website, gunnerheatpc.com, along with numerous other different links. When infantry is added later, will there be gore? Possibly not immediately, but yeah, I want there to be gore.
We are planning on having core, if possible. We'll see how far it goes.
Oh, there's been some nutty prototypes when it comes to gore. Oh, jeez. Is there gonna be gore on the infantry, or are they gonna just fall over? Well, I think I just answered that. Any idea on how smart the infantry is? Smart enough to do damage dumb enough to probably need your help. Planning inside models for the vehicles. Oh, gotta ask it again. There are going to be no interiors for the vehicles. Any interiors that we give will probably be black voids with periscopes. We do not want to immerse you in an interior. We want to immerse you in the outside gameplay.
And we know interiors would be cool, but we can't. We literally can't afford to make interiors. It takes an obscene amount of effort, and we need our artists for other stuff.
Will the interiors of the infantry be modeled? Wow. Now these.
This isn't that kind of game, my friend. I think you need to look elsewhere.
That's excellent. I saw that Scarlet Crusader. I think they just donated again, just to ask multiplayer when. Multiplayer is planned, and when I have more information for you all, I will be sharing it. No worries. But I can't give you a deadline at this point. I don't want to be a liar to you guys.
Yeah, we don't give exact dates because even if we're pretty sure, things can change. It's better to be pleasantly surprised than it is to have a situation where the developers lied because they underestimated something.
Oh, and I'd lie too.
Just for sport.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What do you generally call me?
The unreliable narrator personified.
True. I saw someone ask like 7 times, and I may as well just deal with it before I ban them. Can you guys showcase your work-in-progress vehicles? And maybe we'll drive around Grafenvor range. That's where a lot of work-in-progress vehicles are at the moment. If you happen to have the game, you can jump in there.
Mm-hmm. If you mean showcase the actual work-in-progress vehicles, like the playable ones, then no, we don't do that. We release them when they're ready. Sometimes patrons are shown a sneak preview of the development work or partially completed stuff, but otherwise, no.
Because we love our patrons.
We do. We need to do more developer streams, actually.
We do need to do more for our patrons, just in general.
Alright, someone's hiding. I need to find them.
Crucial question. What planet did the cheese come from?
That leading scientists still have not been able to answer that question.
Yeah.
All we know is it's dangerous.
It appears very quickly, and soon after it departs, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. It's, is what it is. For anyone who's unfamiliar with anything that Josh and I are talking about, play around in the proving ground.
Yeah. Play around in the proving ground, shoot some orange targets, see what happens. It's a good time.
Will there be a weather balloon in Cass? Doesn't really do anything.
It'll be immediately shot down by an F-22.
Yeah. Someone did ask a while back, any aircraft, since Cass is going to be a thing.
Not playable aircraft. This isn't that kind of game, my friend. They will fly around and they will attempt to shoot at you sometimes.
Right, but specifically the idea of anti-air vehicles. Any plans for those?
Oh, anti-air.
Yeah.
I thought you said, will there be any aircraft?
No, anti-aircraft, because...
Anti-aircraft. Yeah, there will be self-propelled anti-air. We don't know if they'll be playable, but they should eventually be there.
Will there be surrender mechanics? Will the enemy units white flag or throw their hands up? That would be cool. Oh boy. As neat as that sounds, I feel like that's just gonna become a war crime waiting to happen.
Yeah, not to mention difficult to implement in a compelling way. Like, what, do they just stand there with their hands up for the rest of the mission?
Yeah. Do you park your tank there so it guards them? Like, now the chat's just yelling war crimes. I know what you guys want. This all makes sense now. Gore for infantry, looking at infantry's internals. Sick. Sick puppies.
Yep. I've seen a Patreon leaks. Is it okay? Well, whoever did that is, that was their choice. What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah. Let me call the internet police. Specifically, people who support us through Patreon, we do like to do some extra items for them. We have a set of tiers with various extra features. When we were not on Early Access Steam, there was a playable demo for them. That is not the case anymore.
I'm gonna
leak to them. You leak to them.
I'm gonna cheat.
Why would you do that?
Because it's fun.
We have all these people looking up to us, and now you're just cheating with God vision.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Oh my God.
Doobie just said stop. You can complain during the patron Q&A.
Will there be a pencil function for the map or a more detailed map for the sortie?
Yeah, map's gonna get some new features. Won't go into too much detail right now, but you'll see.
Will units flee / morale? I'm guessing that means have their morale affected in mission.
They already sort of have morale. Some of them do anyway, like the ATGM guys, when they're being shot at by large caliber weapons, will say, it's probably not in my best interest to be here anymore.
Yeah. We have at least some prototypes of that system.
Yeah.
If we want to go forward, even more forward with that, we could.
We don't know exactly how far it's going to go. A lot of the stuff is straight up just we don't know yet. We have to try stuff and see what's fun. See what we have time for. It's easy to look at ideas and say, oh yeah, that sounds really cool, we should do that. But is that?
GHPC, will there be sounds of Katyusha when calling an artillery on the Soviet side? Katyusha?
Yeah, the rocket truck from World War II. I imagine we would have Grad instead of Katyusha. But yeah, rocket artillery is possible. It would make sense. I just wanted to come over here to joyride, and that missile launcher guy was rudely shooting at me.
I think I've lost count. You've won a couple missions here, right?
I think.
Wow. Look at you. Getting better every day. Is fuel use modeled? No.
If you're driving around in the mission long enough to lose all your fuel, something has gone terribly wrong. I guess the case where it would matter is if you got your fuel tanks all shot up and then tried to drive around. But I'm not sure if we'll go that detailed.
Because in AAR, we have fuel tanks. They're mostly there for penetration.
Yeah, they serve as armor. I think eventually they'll be able to leak. So if you've had your fuel tank pierced and there's been time for fumes to build up or whatever, there's more fire risk later on. But I don't think fuel consumption is necessarily going to come.
Yeah. Will leaking fuel increase the chance to catch fire? Everything increases the chance to catch fire. I don't know if we'll go that in depth with that, but you're going to be shot at by a bunch of other things.
I think I'll probably end up doing the thing where a partially empty tank has a bigger explosion risk because of the vapor, but I don't know. We'll see. That's like a very low priority on the list of things we have to work on.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm neck deep in code refactoring for CPU optimization. That's not a lot of the stuff's not on my mind really. A mandatory motor pool Monday after every mission. That sounds like real life tanker stuff. We are not here to do real life tanker stuff. This is a fun fantasy. I'm getting 80 FPS while streaming. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
This build that I'm playing right now is a dev build, so it has a couple of little changes that have been made, but not like all the big stuff we're still working on. So I'm actually getting better performance than usual, but not as good as it will hopefully be once the rest of the stuff's done.
Will we ever be able to turn off the engine for tactical reasons?
We've thought about it. I don't know if we'll get to that or not. It would be neat. I mean, I know people want to hear the Abrams startup sound and all that.
It's just a loud whirring noise, right?
It's
Or something.
it's very cool. It sounds like a plane starting up or something, or a helicopter. Actually, there is a helicopter that uses the same engine.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah,
It's
just
close to
like that. Just like that.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Has there been any work on stuff like commander sites and MG? The commander sites, the reticles for them, I think, are done, but there would be some code changes necessary so that you don't have to cycle through optics to get to the commander site every time you want to use the gun. And then I think we want to also rework how crew positions are selected. Like if you're in gunner perspective, you're not going to go to commander site by default, and if you're in commander's perspective, it would go there. Stuff like that. So there's a lot of the content for commander sites is done already, but the implementation still needs some work.
The 50 cal will be fireable eventually.
Yeah. And for certain vehicles, the 50 cal will be fireable from under armor as well, which is cool.
Questions on infantry. Just mechanized from vehicles, or will there be infantry groups as AI units roaming? What control are you thinking of using? Commands like RTS, or like a static deployed AT squad? Will their purpose be capturing objectives?
The main purpose of infantry will be capturing objectives or defending a position. I'm not sure what other situations there would be normally. You will either see them already deployed and fighting, or they will be deploying from vehicles. And if you are an APC, your job will be to ferry them to where they're going and then guard them as they're attacking. So you won't have direct control over them. There's some possibility that you'll be able to give them basic commands like leave the vehicle, come back to the vehicle. Well, we know you can tell them leave the vehicle. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to do anything else afterward once they're deployed. You will definitely not be able to directly control infantry, and you won't be able to give them detailed commands like deploy in this formation or use this weapon or whatever. That's they can figure that part out themselves once they're active.
Will ERA ever be modeled? If it's used in the theater, sure.
Yeah. We're a little bit too early for ERA in full to 1985. I know Wikipedia says Contact 1 was around in 1985. Wikipedia doesn't tell you that it wasn't deployed in this area yet. So we've already looked into that. There's code for ERA in the game already, because we know that eventually we'll have it, but it's probably not going to make an appearance here.
White phosphorus artillery rounds. Or white phosphorus just rounds in general.
What about them? Like, will they exist?
Will they exist?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What, you want to do like a shake and bake or something?
No. I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm asking the person who asked the question.
Oh, okay, good. Are future theaters DLC? They'll be more like expansion packs, but I'm sure DLC/expansion pack will be back and forth nomenclature that we'll use for a while.
Yeah. Expansion packs here, we're talking like the way Battlefield 2 Special Forces was an expansion pack. Like, significant increase in content, all for one bundle price. I don't know if anybody remembers Battlefield 2 Special Forces, actually. That's like... You have to be a little older to have played that.
Such a great game.
Battlefield 2 was a great game. I gotta be honest, Battlefield never felt like it measured up after Battlefield 2. It's probably the nostalgia, but...
More than likely. The mods
3 and 4 were cool, but Battlefield 2 had some style.
Someone asked a couple times, will campaign keep count of vehicles and condition?
We have some plans for that, and we've been working out kind of the game mechanics of it, but I think it's a little early yet to go into detail.
Any plans to add defense missions or convoy protection-based longer-term missions?
What, like you just drive with a convoy for a while and protect them? I'm not sure. Sure.
They follow it up with any in-depth campaign-like style missions. If the question is, like, are you going to be sitting for, like, a long-term mission that goes, like, an hour and a half or something? Probably not. But different types of missions, we will see.
Yeah, there's always new types of missions that could be made. It's mostly what our mission designers come up with and what suits the purposes. Hello, M113.
Campaign storyline. Ronald Reagan calls you up. Says, unnamed general, it's your job to take out the Ruskies. That's if you're playing on the NATO side.
If you're playing on the PEC side, Ronald Reagan calls you up and says,
yep,
nana nana poo poo, and then
yep,
war starts.
And then war were declared. Oh boy.
Unless war were declared.
Nuclear mines. Nuclear anything is a very fun internal topic of discussion that we have. It could be interesting, but right now we're focused mainly on the conventional side of things. Are bullets going to be bullets or keep being tubes? Hey, you enjoy those tubes. They have a valid function.
I look forward to making the unoptimization update where we put detailed bullet models in because somebody asked for it.
Right. Not that current bullets.
Where did you come from?
Ooh.
I'm blind as shit in this thing. It's probably realistic.
Is there a way to get infinite ammo for Proving Ground for practice? There is not.
No.
A lot of our two main training maps, Proving Ground and Grafenport, are kind of set up in the same way that a lot of our maps are set up. You jump in, you play around with them, and then you leave, or you have to do an actual manual restart. That will change eventually, but that is not the highest priority right now.
I think eventually we'll have drills that you can run, like target practice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But until we have spare time for our mission guys to make that, it will be a bit. Right now, everybody's tasked all the time. Like, oh shit, artillery. The mission guys are making missions. The art guys are making models. Programmers are programming. It's all like the work is pretty intense and pretty constant. we have all these ideas of things that we'd like to do, and honestly, most of the suggestions that we get, we've thought of before. It's just a matter of, yeah, that'll be nice sometime when we've done X, Y, and Z first.
Core team of 4 people, roughly full-time, all of us at this point.
Yep.
And then several contractors that can kind of get in and out based on their own schedules. Game dev's tough, folks. Have you played M1 Tank Platoon 2 when you were kids? Josh?
I did not play M1 Tank Platoon 2. I played Armored Fist 3. I never got into M1 Tank Platoon. Didn't really know it existed until more recently.
Yeah, never played it myself. Did you just get fragged by a BTR? Did you?
I'm not sure. What are they shooting at?
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, it's already 1 o'clock.
Is it?
Apparently.
That's
the
actually
reason
crazy.
that is noteworthy is because we do a patron Q&A every month. These are our dev streams. We do these bi-monthly. But every month we do a patron QA and answer questions over there, and sometimes, mostly, more often than not, show off leaks to the project. If you're interested in that, head to gunnerheatpc.com and check out our Patreon. Or just check out the game. That's a big help to us too.
Yeah. There's also merch. We don't really mention the merch. If you go on, I think it's on the website, gunnerheatpc.com, there's a merch link. If you want like a mouse pad or a shirt or a poster or something, they got a few designs on there. A few more planned, but not ready yet. Yes, merch. I think I did get friendly fired. I think they were shooting at the non-burning M113s poorly, and I just happened to be in the background, which is that was not cool of them.
I think a hat is on the merch site.
I can't remember if any of the designs have hats.
Double check for us.
Yeah.
Or let us know if that's something you'd like. A beanie would be kind of cool. A GHPC logo on it. Huh, that's flipped.
Yep. At least the rest of the group is roughly advancing toward the objective. You can't park here, mate.
Oh god. Hey, your gunner's dead, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
Alright, since it is 1 o'clock, I suppose that means we're starting the Patreon Q&A.
Yeah, we have to shuffle over.
These streams always go way faster than I think.
Because we have so much fun. And we get such great audience questions.
Odd
Thanks for
Boss.
joining us.
Welcome to the chat. His message is eyes emoji. I agree. Like, no, everyone was thinking it. I'm glad he said it.
Do you plan to sell rights in the future for a Netflix series and prospective musical? Do I?
Do we? Do we?
Do we?
I'm just gonna drift this while I say thanks for coming, everyone. If you would like to follow development, you can check us out on Discord and YouTube. And if you want to support the project, buy the game. If you want to extra support the project and get some teasers, join the Patreon. Patreon.com/gunnerheatpc. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming. I know this month there wasn't a big content drop, but that's how it goes sometimes. We got a lot of improvements to do under the hood, and we have big features coming soon, which I will elaborate more on in the patron Q&A. So until next time.
Bye-bye.